Welcome. I am Day of DHB, which is Devotion Health and Beauty Recovery Network. We all experience loss on so many levels. Over the past few years, I have personally experienced the loss of beloved family members, and another just recently. Some of these family members were elderly or ill. Some were children under the age of 18. Grief sits within. I have taken some time to look at the 5 stages of grief. The first stage is denial. The second stage is anger. The third stage is bargaining. The fourth stage is depression. And the fifth stage is acceptance. All of these are part of our mourning the loved ones that are now deceased. Sometimes we may feel to isolate would be good. And at times it may be, but sometimes it will be good to walk with others, to know that you're not alone. Let's walk together as we grieve one day at a time on this weekly podcast, which will be posted each Sunday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Fair use. Grief one day at a time, 365 meditations to help you heal after loss by Alan D. Wolfett, PhD. February 12th. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for our today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Melody Beatty. Oh, the gifts of gratitude. When we are grieving, however, it can be hard to find gratitude, especially in the early weeks and months. Someone who gave our life meaning has been taken from us. How can we be grateful? But gratitude is where our love lives. When we find ways to remember and continue to revel in our love for the person who died, we are feeling grateful for the time we were privileged to share. And when we focus our awareness on the love we feel for others who continue to be present in our lives, as well as on the simple pleasures we experience each day, we are grabbing hold of gratitude. Training ourselves to live in gratitude as much as possible is central to our healing. It takes effort and discipline, but we can do it. And the reward is a renewed life of meaning and joy. The meditation reads, Today I will focus on appreciating all the blessings in my life. When I feel my grief, I will allow myself to feel it while simultaneously looking on the flip side for my gratitude. February 13th. Where you used to be, there is a hole in the world, which I find myself constantly walking around in the daytime and falling into at night. I miss you like hell. Edna St. Vincent Millay. We're often so busy during the daytime that we find we can set our grief aside. We groom ourselves, work, go to school, make meals, clean up, walk the dog, make phone calls, stop at the store, anything to distract ourselves from the pain. But then nighttime comes and we can no longer hide. Oh, sure. We try binging on Netflix and playing games on our computer tablets. We might even have a glass of wine or two. Even so, many nights we end up falling into the hole you left behind in our lives. If we fall into the hole of missingness tonight, we'll try something other than distractions or lying awake. What if we post on an online grief support group that's up and running 24/7? What if we write in a journal? What if we work on organizing photos and mementos of you? The meditation reads, I miss you like hell. Tonight, if I fall into the hole you left behind, I'll engage my grief. February 14. The most important business of life is love, or maybe it's the only one. Stendhal. Life is made meaningful by love. Those of us who have been privileged to love and be loved understand this profound yet exquisitely simple truth. Death separates us from the physical presence of those we love, but it does not, it cannot separate us from the love itself. We continue to love even as we grieve. We will keep loving until our last breath. And who knows, perhaps beyond. Love endures, and it is love that will continue to make our life meaningful. The meditation reads, whenever I feel my grief, I will try to remember that I am also feeling my love. I will honor the grief and give thanks for the love. February 15. When those you love die, the best you can do is honor their spirit for as long as you live. You make a commitment that you're going to take whatever lesson that person was trying to teach you, and you make it true in your own life. It's a positive way to keep their spirit alive in the world by keeping it alive in yourself. Patrick Swayze. Someone we love has died and we are alive. Even though we are grieving and in pain and our lives here on earth continue, this is our new and bittersweet truth. And yet, part of this truth is that we have a wondrous opportunity. The opportunity is to live and love fully from this moment forward. Perhaps the death has made us more aware of the preciousness of our own lives. We can choose to live in honor and memory of the person who died. We can look for ways to celebrate their lives even as we richly live our own. We can finish something that our loved one left unfinished. We can carry on something they felt passionate about. We can, in essence, try to live for both of us. The meditation reads, I will strive to live in ways that honor the person who died as well as the preciousness of life itself. February 16. One doesn't discover new lands without consenting to lose sight for a very long time of the shore. Andre Gide. At times, our grief is like a beginner's trapeze. We swing back and forth, But to really move on to new ways of thinking and feeling, we've got to let go of the trapeze bar we're so desperately clinging to and grab hold of the new one. In other words, we've got to decide to let go of the familiar. We've got to try new morning activities. We've got to talk to different people. We've got to muster the courage to set sail and lose sight of the shore. What's the worst that could happen? We could get lost, but we're already lost, aren't we? More likely, we'll encounter new sights and sensations, new ways of thinking, and in discovering new lands. We'll learn to thrive and not just survive. The meditation reads, I'm ready to lose sight of the shore. Bon voyage. February 17th. To embrace one's brokenness, whatever it looks like, whatever has caused it, carries within it the possibility that one might come to embrace one's healing. Robert Benson. Embracing our brokenness may be the most difficult thing we will ever do in this life. Embracing love and joy, yes, please. More, more, more. But embracing pain, sadness, despair, disappointment, and regret, no thanks. Yet, what choice do we have? We're feeling the pain, sadness, despair, disappointment, and regret. If we ignore or try to deny these feelings, they won't go away. Not really. They'll destroy the remainder of our lives through problems like depression, anxiety, and relationship troubles. So we must muster the courage to embrace our pain, and in doing so, we embrace our eventual healing. The meditation reads, my brokenness hurts, but befriending it means befriending my eventual healing. So here I go. February 18th. What I like best about cell phones is that I can talk to myself in the car now and nobody thinks it's weird. Ron Bracken. Lots of mourners I've known find it healing to talk out loud to the person who died. They imagine that he's somewhere they can't see him, near or far, but that he can hear every word they say and is always listening. We can talk to photos of the person who died. We can make it part of our daily routines to say good morning and good night to that photo on our nightstand. We can visit the cemetery, columbarium, or scattering site and talk out loud. We can use the time we spend in our cars talking to the person who died. Talking out loud to the person who died is a form of mourning because it's expressing our thoughts and feelings outside of ourselves. It's also a way for us to continue our relationship of love with our special person. And and who knows, maybe they actually can hear us. The meditation reads, anytime I feel like talking to you, I can talk to you. The more I do it, the more natural and helpful it becomes. I have come across other readings of, concerning grief, and if you have as well, please feel free to comment in the comment section and share with others who are also walking this journey with us. If you would like to get more support on your grief journey, remember that you are not alone and that there are many in person meetings and meetings on Zoom. So Google and you'll find many. I have attached a flyer to one that is on Zoom to this podcast. Again, I'm Day, and please like, share, especially share, and subscribe. And again, be the you that you are created to be.